right, board, any thing we need to do with the agenda? Did you see? Okay. I move that we approve the agenda as is.
Second.
Roll call.
Stradler?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Kraft?
Yes. Okay, we need to appoint a board member to the TIRC board.
Oral second. Got your motion. So, as the board knows, you have actually quite a few tips. And under the statute, you need a tax incentive review council, which is by statute chaired by the county auditor, rep of the school districts, and then one representative of the township, which typically is a township trustee. I have down for 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 tips. So each one of those needs to have a review council, and because they're each separate tips, you have the Jackman Farms, you have the Kyle Road, you have what I'm going to call the blanket alder tip. You have the
What was that tip? The one
we call it the blanket alder tip. Your blanket tip, which is basically everything Jonathan Lauder. You have the tip that is near Plain City, and then you have
Paul's
Corner. I did confirm and went over Fairbanks and Dublin City Schools are county tips. Those are also subject to the cooperative agreement, but those are the ones that you have. So typically the way this works is these meetings typically last about 5 minutes. So they just stack them right on top of each other. But we need to get started in that process. So
How often does the board meet?
annually, once a year.
Once a year, okay.
Yep, and I just don't know what the county auditor here does, but for instance, like in Franklin County, I think they just hold them all on the same day a lot of times, and they just run them. That way the auditor doesn't have to go anywhere. And Delaware County's the same thing, but I don't know what Andrew does here. But
It's my recollection that Halls Corners is outside of the cooperative, but 1075.
it is
Okay.
under the agreement.
The current church board for the county, Brandon and myself are on that board, and we typically review all of the incentives at one meeting with the county auditor. So that's how that's usually handled.
Yeah, so my guess is it's the same, so, I just think you all need to decide which one of you is gonna take an hour out of their day to do that.
And we do need to meet this year, correct?
I probably would, we probably should have been.
Is there anyone other than the board and the county auditor that is required to be a part of that?
School districts are.
Okay,
So my guess is they do the same thing, they just appoint the same people.
so do we?
It needs to be a trustee. Just for my information, does it need to be a trustee?
Yeah,
Okay.
it should be a trustee.
I think since Brandon and Barry are already on that other informal board, that maybe we should put Barry on there. Barry, would you be okay with that?
I'm fine.
Okay. Are you?
Oh, my only concern was considering the election coming up, it might be best to have some consistency, but I guess that could change, we can change that later.
Yeah, we
Because usually, like,
committee every year at the beginning of the
it
year.
sounds
so.
necessary that they try to have a meeting this year. So there'd be one meeting this year
Right.
between now and the end of the year.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. So I move trustee Barry Adler serve on the tax incentive review council and represent the township.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Stradler?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Kraft?
Yes.
Just a follow-up question, who notifies, do we have to notify the county and the school districts?
The administrator on the motion here, would notify the county auditor.
Yeah.
And-
And, yeah, and that's part of the motion, but they also, I believe Brandon has, already been contacted by some folks at the county that have said, have you made your appointment yet? And set up your term, so, and then also, FedEx, that determination has been approved, by the Department of Taxation. So, that material has been sent to the county auditor, so she's going to have to start the process to claw back those funds that have been distributed. So, the good news is Robert's already got the administrative stuff down pat in terms of setting up the funds here and things like that. So it's not a huge lift. It's really just a formality. But we do need to do it. Now, what the Turk does is make a recommendation back to the board on an annual basis to continue the TIP.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, I've got, we called this special meeting because we had multiple issues that we needed to discuss with council. And with the zoning hearings and such, our evening meetings were getting rather long, so we wanted to carve out some time to work on these issues. Pete, you have a motion for me?
I do. It's kind of long, but Julie wrote it, so you blame her.
And just as a side note, I don't know, Brandon, if you were to mention it, but because of the logistics of where we're gonna hold the executive session, we will need to turn off the live streaming to be able to do it in this room here. Because we don't
Okay.
have a room large enough for everybody to fit in.
And currently, we don't have any residents from the public, but we would ask them to leave so we could have exec session here. And then when we're done, invite them back in, and if the board had any business to do, further business to do. Okay, are we ready? I move that we adjourn into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1 for the purpose of discussing compensation employment of a public employee and pursuant to revised code section 121.22G8 for the purpose of negotiating with another political subdivision respecting requests for economic development assistance that is to be provided or administered pursuant to section 5709.73, 701.07, 715, and 3735.65 through 70, and of the Ohio Revised Code, and provides public infrastructure improvements directly related to an economic development project. The executive session is necessary to protect the interest of the applicant or the possible investment or expenditure of public funds to be made in connection with the proposed economic development project.